Welcome everyone to another episode of Bozzelli Wine TV, the most interesting wine channel on the internet. Why are we the most interesting wine channel on the internet? Because we consider wine a
food.
I'm Mike Bozzelli, your host. These are our gracious guests today. Of course, you know, perennial special guest, Holly Rocco, Feraci, Republican National Distributing Company, an awesome top 10 place to work in America that's actively hiring right now.
Yes.
And then we are graced today with Megan McConville of Delicato, an Italian-American family, huge in California, that's doing a lot for, have been doing a lot for wine for a very, very long time. But we don't want to focus on their Italian roots, even though I tend to do that. We're coming at you down under today from Virginia. No, I'm sorry, we're coming at you with Down Under Wines from Australia. This is the Australian wine episode. Thank you, Megan, for bringing these wines today. We always start, though, we just want a brief introduction. How'd you get into the wine biz?
Yeah, thank you for having me. So excited to talk about Torbreck from Australia today. You know, I think Australia, there's definitely a lot that people don't realize about the wine, so excited to speak to that a little bit. I've been with Delicato now for almost 3 years, so I was on the Delicato side, which does, you know, some are more mainstream brands, and now I do our fine wine portfolio, which includes Torbreck. So, you know, with that, I do a little bit more of the higher end, a little more eclectic brands. So this is definitely a new brand to the state of Virginia, you know, that we're excited to start getting out there. Prior to coming to Delicato, I was with RNDC in Maryland for almost a year, and then before that I started out in California, in Southern California, working for Young's Market, which is also now part of RNDC. So yeah, so it's been a fun journey, and you know, of course, learning along the way has been the most fun part. So you know, prior to selling Torbreck, I didn't have any Australian wines in my portfolio, so it's been a great addition and definitely an up-and-coming region.
We could throw some laurels at these Italians. What are some of their mainstream brands for our audience?
Yeah, so you're definitely familiar. Delicato is, you know, in the top 10 suppliers. We are now number 5, but we do Bodebach, Snarly Head, Noble Vines, Z. Alexander Brown, which is Zach Brown's wine. Recently acquired Francis Ford Coppola Winery as well. So
huge
definitely
guys.
Some heavy hitters. Yeah.
Black Stallion,
Yeah.
Diora.
Black Stallion, Diora Black Stallion Chardonnay is my favorite Chardonnay 2021.
Yep,
I now
number 9.
have a favorite Chardonnay for the next 2 months.
And Diora just got some great scores with the
yeah.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Diora, these are all 90 plus club wines, amazing family. They really take pride in every drop of the business, and that's why we have Megan on the show. But this is the Down Under show, guys, coming to you from Virginia.
I know we should have started with "G'day" instead of "Good morning."
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Or g'day, mate.
We all just butchered their accent.
Yeah.
So, where would you like to start today, Megan?
So we'll start with the Semillon. So first of all, I'll give you guys a brief background on Torbreck. So it was founded in 1994. The founder was actually a lumberjack out in the Scottish Highlands. So you'll see a lot of names on the labels, all of which refer to a different Scottish word that, you know, when it comes to the Inverness forest, has a different association with that. So that's where the name Torbreck comes from. The winemaker has been with them since 1997. His name is Ian Angel. So he's been a wonderful addition to the company, and really what they were created to do was to create some of the finest wines in the world. So, you know, when you're looking at Torbreck, you're kind of comparing this to like some of your classic French wineries, your Italian wineries. This was definitely made to be up there with some of the big players.
So this is Semillon. This
Semillon.
is the Woodcutter Semillon.
And the nose is phenomenal, Holly. Is
Yeah,
it just me, or do I have a cold? I don't know.
No. So this is a 2016 white, which you're like, 2016, wow, that seems old for a white. But Semillon is one of the most age-worthy whites in the world. And so this is right at its prime now. These can age, you know, for much longer. But this is kind of perfect as it is. And so this is
I saw some Parmesan Reggiano in there.
you get a lot of like roasted nuts, roasted cashews, things like that, a little even like mushroom. And then when you taste, it's going to be a lot of lemon, honey. And yeah, the Semillons, they're kind of like a waxy texture. That's kind of, if you were blind tasting against like Chardonnays and Sauvignon Blancs and everything, you pick up that kind of oily, waxy texture on this too.
Wow, let's taste.
Mm-hmm.
Refreshing,
It's
amazing,
delicious. Absolutely
complex
delicious.
structure, delicious, amazing finish. Wow.
Very
Yeah,
complex.
since this has been aged, you know, I would say you can age like Holly said, Semillon's you know, a lot longer than some other whites. So this is on year 7. So this is really in its prime drinking. I mean, the Semillon you want to age for 5 to 7 years. So because it's been aged for 7 years, you get a lot of like more of that creamier, more of that lemon curd flavor. When it's a lot younger, you know, you get more of that bright acidity, like a zippy, zangy, tangy flavor. This is a little bit more refined and rounded since it's had some age.
So I'm writing here, Chardonnay killer.
Yeah, all you Chardonnay drinkers.
Chardonnay killer. Am I right?
Yes.
Wow.
It's interesting though, because the younger varietals, the younger vintages will be more similar to more of like a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. So it's like you can, you know, if you're a Chardonnay drinker, you'll like it. If you're a Sauvignon Blanc drinker, you'll also like it. So it's definitely spans the spectrum.
Yeah, so really fun here. This is the particular clone of this wine. The Madeira clone came over from the Madeira island from Portugal. Intended originally for more of their fortified wines. In Hunter Valley in Australia, they tend to make more like fortified versions of this wine. They're sweeter, and you'll also know Semillon from Sauternes, from Bordeaux. So oftentimes you get Semillon in its sweet form, but this is in its kind of more pure form.
This might be my favorite non-chard of 2022.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
No oak age either. You know,
Not oaky at all.
No.
Subtle, supple. I mean, it's got some Europeanness.
Oh yeah. So that's one of the things at Torbreck I found that they're very proud of, is the fact that their wines are very much in that French style, whether the red's more in the Rhone styles, the whites kind of, in this case, more like Bordeaux, Gascony, they're...
Would you say more Bordeaux or more Gascony?
More like, well, Sauternes comes from like south of France and Bordeaux and
southern regions.
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they definitely have European roots for sure.
Yeah, and I think, you know, obviously starting with the Semillon is great because it's something new and different. But you know, when people think Australia wines, a lot of times they just think big, bold Australian Shiraz, which is true. A lot of those, you know, do come from Australia. But a lot of winemakers out there are starting to experiment with different varietals. You're going to get more lighter style reds as well. So, you know, it's definitely more than just those big Shirazes.
And this is it's a great breakfast wine.
Yeah.
I like that. We'll pair with breakfast pizza. To pair with breakfast pizza, people. That's another show. Okay.
That is
Megan, one for one. Out the gate.
I like it. I'll let the winemaker know.
Yeah. Well,
one for one out the
and
gate.
95 points from James Suckling. So
95?
Icing on the cake.
She just flossed on me. 95 points.
Yeah,
oh my
just
God.
that.
Ryan dropped 95 points right now.
And if you're eating a rotisserie chicken from a grocery store, you know, we all get that, and when we're hungry and need something, like this is great with like a roast chicken, you know, and seafood. Those are your classic pairings.
So James Suckling is partial to European French wines. I can tell why he gave you that.
He might have a higher score on
Yeah.
something like this than maybe Parker, who's maybe more partial to kind of more New World style.
But to get 95 from James Suckling
is big.
Yes.
Huge.
And I will say, you know, across the board, Torbreck tends to get 90 points or above on all their wines. You know, we have $30 and under over here, $40 plus over here. So, you know, $30 bottle for 95
We'll
points.
get there. Don't worry. We're
great.
going.
Yeah.
We'll get there shortly, guys.
Yep.
So what am I pouring here, Megan?
So this next one is the Cuvee Juvenile. So it's the 2019 vintage.
My pours are very generous. I'm sorry.
And I'm like, where's the dump bucket?
We need a dump bucket. These wines are too good for a dump bucket. Sorry. Okay, how much should I just...
Little bit.
Where is
Tasting pour.
Semillon, 95 points from James Suckling, 100 points on Bozzelli's Wine TV.
That's
There
a
we go.
wine dinner pour, a tasting pour.
We're learning things. This is a wine dinner pour. Now this will be a tasting pour. Holly, you can tell me if I screw this up.
There you go. Perfect.
Tasting pour.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
I'm going to do a wine dinner pour. Because I have a feeling this is going to be really good. I'm sorry, Megan, I interrupted.
That's all right.
Okay.
So,
tell us about
Cuvee
this.
Juvenile 2019. So we have a Grenache Mataro, which is also the same as Mourvedre. So the Mourvedre grape in France, Mataro in Australia, and then Shiraz, or Shiraz is how the Australians
We say
pronounce
Shiraz.
it. We say Shiraz. Okay.
No, on this show we say Shiraz.
Shiraz. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what the
Which
show
is
is.
also the same as Syrah. So we have 72% Grenache, 23% Mataro or Mourvedre, and then 5% Shiraz.
So these are some exotic varietals I've never heard of, right?
So GSMs, Grenache Syrah, Mourvedre.
Mourvedre I've never heard of.
You've had it.
I've had it?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
You've had it, but yeah, so these are a lot of GSM blends. Mataro is Mourvedre, so they just use a different synonym.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Boy, the nose on this, I mean, this is like, I was listening to an interview with the winemaker, and he talked about his love for Gamay, and I immediately kind of in my mind went to like a Beaujolais or Gamay on the nose. Like, so for people who like that kind of lighter style red, that fruity kind of red, this kind of goes there.
Exactly.
Very fruity, very fruity. So I should be expecting a fruit bomb on the palate.
Let's see.
Oh, like a nice starburst, like that purple pink starburst. Is there such a thing, Ryan? A purple pink starburst? It's like really good.
Sounds like it too.
We've got some canine fans out there. Yeah, they just smell that Shiraz and they go wild, evidently. 94 points from Jane Suckling. Again, wow.
Yeah, no oak age, so you're going to get a lot of those bright red fruit flavors, even more so on the palate as well. And although this is a young wine, and like I said, relatively inexpensive, this is something that you can cellar for up to 8 years. So
How expensive?
around $25.
$25.
Bottle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Super food friendly too. I mean, you can do a variety of like even salmon or tuna, I think. Roast chicken again, pork, some of your lighter proteins, certainly with pizza, any kind of pizza, especially like with meat and peppers and onions, all that, loaded pizza, mushrooms.
And if you want to get lit, 15% alcohol content.
Yeah, yep.
But I don't taste it. It's so balanced.
No, I think that's one of the things that Torbreck is so great about is balance, right? The balance is the key with Torbreck. Everything is so well integrated.
Wow.
Yes, and everything is done, by hand. It's become trendy to be sustainable and organic, and that's kind of always been the way with Torbreck. They have 30 grape growing families that they work with within the Barossa Valley. That know the land, that really just know how to grow grapes properly. So there's minimal intervention, no fining, no filtration, anything like that. So really just getting a true taste of the Barossa and what the land has to offer.
And does the Shiraz give it the fruit burst?
Yes.
Is that a fair statement?
Sure.
It is? Not so much the Grenache or the Grenache or the Mataro.
Grenache will too. Grenache absolutely has that bright red fruit. Syrah definitely has some nice bright fruit on it as well. Mourvedre is gonna probably work in some of the structure there. Probably more known for that structure. Yeah.
So drinkable though. So drinkable. 2 for 2, Megan.
All right.
Wow.
I like it.
And you didn't break the bank yet.
No.
Wow.
No, we'll get there. But
Still
for
have-
now,
we
we're
can get
still
there.
everyday drinking wines for now. We'll get to some of the more special
Ryan,
occasions.
cash at me. Ryan, cash at me right now. It's gonna be expensive. This is gonna be expensive taste tonight. Cash at me right now. Okay. So I'm sorry. I put. We don't have a spit bucket here.
I know.
Wait, here we go.
I really use
Here we
them.
go. Here we
Oh,
go.
I do. I have a decanter.
You have a decanter?
I do. Can I grab
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. It'd be awesome. Is it a Torbreck decanter?
It is.
Just don't go anywhere, everyone. I'm about to introduce you to the Torbreck decanter official. That's how Holly and I roll.
There you go. Unwrap this bad
It's an
boy.
unboxing too. Ryan's gonna love this.
Drum roll.
Break the internet.
Ooh.
Didn't lie. It says Torbreck.
Baller.
Now we're fancy.
Baller.
So I drank mine already.
You got the tasting for, not the wine.
That's right.
I can help you with that. Thank you.
We've now taught you about tasting course.
I love that decanter. Why were you holding out on that decanter? I'm buying these wines.
It's all yours. It's all yours. We're creating our own blend that
Thank
you
you.
can try at the end.
Oh. Where I come from, they call that the Jersey Turnpike.
There you go.
There you go, the Jersey Turnpike.
All right, so now we're getting into more of the Shiraz. So, of course, kind of going back to the roots, Shiraz is the staple, one of the first grapes planted in Australia, dating back to the 1800s when the settlers first arrived. So this is the Woodcutter Shiraz. So this is their entry-level Shiraz, 100% Shiraz. Again, coming from the Barossa Valley. So it's really just going to be that good classic expression of that. So you're going to get a nice, definitely some more darker, riper red fruit than you would got with the Cuvee.
Subtle on the nose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another one that Suckman gave 94 points to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spoiling us today. But you said entry level, and I think there's just nothing entry level about these Torbrecks after these two.
Oh yeah,
But-
I mean, the Torbreck entry level, I think is comparable to a lot of mid to high level at other wineries. But yeah, for them,
It's entry level because some of the other wines that we're going to look at next, we're going to start getting into older vines, whereas these are younger vines on their estate properties. And so for them, it's quote unquote entry level because they're using younger vines.
Younger vines.
Yep.
So this is not the factor, though.
No.
This is not the factor. But this is the Shiraz killer, people, and this will probably be the Shiraz killer show, because this Shiraz is amazing. As you know, I'm partial to Italian wines, and this is never the Cali Cab show. But today, this is the Shiraz show. This is a delicious Shiraz.
Oh yeah, and
amazing.
of course, if you like those big bold Italians, if you like California Cabernet, Australian Shiraz is definitely going to be.
And yeah,
right in
and
your
here's a
world.
menu tip too. Like some of those big super Tuscans, the Napa Cabs, right? You go to a restaurant, you're going to pay a premium for those wines, and deservedly so. But there's reasons for all of that. Look for a Shiraz or a Syrah on a wine list at a restaurant. You are absolutely going to get big bang for your buck, good value,
Yeah.
and still going to work with your steak and all those foods that you would normally drink those bigger reds with.
So I do want to know, with how inflationary Napa real estate has become, has Australia kind of experienced that too, with the wine boom there?
And so, yeah, I mean, I think most wine regions have in
Okay.
terms of their property values. I mean, Napa probably more than anywhere else.
Of course.
Bordeaux, but some of regions like Australia, I mean, they face a lot of climatic issues. They face a lot of fires as well, and so yeah, the real estate, as there's not a lot of real estate left where you can plant grapes. So as grape planting areas, are now all owned, you can't go plant more kind of thing. Yes, it's at a premium.
And then on a national level, Megan, how does Torbreck do? Because you're now three for three. So like you're batting.
Like it.
What is she batting now? She's 3 for 3. I don't know, Brian. What is she batting if she's 3 for 3? She's
100%.
Duh.
I took your answer, Ryan. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Is that baseball terms?
I'm not a
Like-
baseball guy. I'm a
That's
Premier
all
League
right.
guy. That's fine. But nationally, how does Torbreck fare in Australia?
So, like within the country of Australia, you mean
Yes.
so I mean, it's definitely a well-respected. I mean, it's definitely got a good reputation, especially within the Barossa. I mean, of course, you go to like Hunter Valley, Yarra Valley, some other regions, more to like the east coast of Australia, and the wines there are going to be different. You're getting more Chardonnay, Riesling. So within the world of Barossa and within the the Shiraz world, like this is going to be top notch. You're
But I got
highly
they
regarded.
kill the fine dining market, the on-premise fine dining market.
Yeah,
they
I-
have to kill it there.
Absolutely, they do well, and they also do well in the fine wine shop world.
Thank you.
They've done well
Yes.
in the fine wine shops for a long time now, they're
So this is Torbreck could be the boutique wine shop brand.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
absolutely.
cool. We haven't done a boutique wine shop kind of skew before, or have we? I don't know.
Yeah, so
But this
Australia
one-
is kind of like Italy in a sense of regionality. So like that's what you were talking about like if you go to Hunter Valley, they're gonna have their sort of wines that are well known. You go to Barossa, they're gonna have their wines that are well known. Same thing with Italy, right? You go to Tuscany, they're gonna be drinking certain wines. You go to Puglia or Sicily, they're gonna be drinking different wines. Very regional.
Very, very regional. Budget appellations.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Australian wines. Wow. Didn't
They're
think.
wondered.
I was skeptical today, Megan. I always am, but. I was looking at our sales the other day on casewinelife.com, where we have free shipping on most cases, and this Torbreck will be on their top 100 wines. And I was looking at what we sell, and it's like all caps.
Like I said, it's a under the radar country when it comes to wines, but it's definitely people are picking up on it. They're getting to know it, so I think it's
Because our
up to
theme on
the
this
up
show
to the
is-
people to go out and try
But
it.
these guys
and
have been named
decide
some of the
what
top
fits.
100 wines of the world. I mean,
Okay.
they're
Oh, yeah.
they're in all the big wine events in New York and all around the world. I mean, they're always showcased. I mean, they're definitely well respected.
This
well
ties
regarded.
in with our theme, Holly. You know, we want to broaden people's palate.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
all. Don't just drink Cali Cab, you basic people.
Yes, please try the Woodcutter Shiraz. I mean, this is the perfect end of the day after you had a long, hard day.
But not the end of the
Kind of
tasting,
wine.
because now we're going.
No, yeah, we're still going.
We're still going.
And I was gonna say, yeah. So speaking of being highly regarded, this 6 of the wines that we have here, there are a few more. One is the Run Rig, which the 2016 vintage got 100 points.
Whoa.
And since then, it's gotten 97, 98 points.
This one?
No, so that we don't have that one here.
The
today.
Run Rig was
But,
the first wine that David Powell, the first owner, ever made, and that's what he got noticed for right away.
That's sold out.
So I mean, so talking about we're being regarded, it's like when you have 100-point wine, 98-point wines, you definitely get.
Is
get
that
to
an
be-
investor's bottle today?
It would be, yeah.
It would be an investor's bottle.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, production too on these wines is relatively low. Like we only get a couple hundred cases of Semillon a year in the United States, so it's it's definitely a collector's. I mean, it was created to be kind of like a cult wine.
200
too.
case allocation to the whole United States of America, and I want like 25%.
I mean, yeah, we'll get you.
You can't do that. Will you do that for me, Megan? That'd be very sweet if
I
you
will
did.
try my best.
So
I'll
this
give you my
is-
whole elocution.
So this is the steading, and the steading is another Scottish term, which a lot of the Torbreck wines either have Scottish terms or the vineyard names will be German, again, because of the history of the area, but the steading comes from the fact that the owner had some background in Scotland. And this
Scottish
is
pipes.
The steading
right
is sort of
now.
the name for like stables and outhouses on a farm.
Yeah, and this is another GSM, so this one's gonna be a majority Grenache, so just over half Grenache. And then we have about 30% Shiraz and 20% Mataro or Mourvedre. So, it's gonna be, still gonna be that red, ripe fruit flavors. You're gonna get a little bit more spice, being a higher percentage of Shiraz.
Something romantic on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what is that?
Some roses.
Some roses?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Braveheart right now. I mean, you guys keep talking about Scotland. Like, what's the last thing that he says at the end? Braveheart, Ryan? Freedom? What's the last thing he says?
Freedom.
I love this crimson red though. Wow, look at this color, people.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color. All those bright red fruits and
And this is aged, so something interesting that Torbreck does is instead of using barrels, they use like these large French vats. So what that does is that just allows, a little bit more breathing for the wine. They're less confined, a little bit more aromatics, and it just allows more of like a natural malolactic fermentation as opposed to like adding any chemicals or anything like that.
This flavor profile is so unique. I really haven't tasted anything like this.
yeah, it's very savory.
Very unique flavor profile. I really can't compare it to much. I know you said it's another GSM, but I don't know what to compare this to, Holly. Besides like a very cold Diet Pepsi on a really hot day. Like, shout out to Pepsi.
Refreshing.
Refreshing.
Yeah, there is
Truly
a
refreshing.
kind of a refreshing sense to this red wine. The tannin structure's here, but you just have
Wow.
that wild raspberry and maybe a little rose petal.
It's like I'm drinking a Capri Sun. It's so delicious and refreshing.
It's got a punch, but it's very smooth on the finish.
Mhm.
Like it kind of hits you in that mid palate, and then
We talked about
smooth on the
Torbreck being known for balance, right? I mean, this has just got every
Yeah, I get a
element to it.
1-2 mid palate, and then
You'd
it's-
never know
I'm at the
this-
beach.
You'd never know this has 15%
yeah.
alcohol.
Right.
Whoa,
Never.
another
Never.
15%er, guys. If you want to get lit, I like Megan came to play. I like it. Nice,
Like-
nice. 4 for 4, Megan. Oh, this is
Alright.
a 4 for 4. So what? She's still batting on you.
This would be great with lamb.
Great with
Phenomenal
lamb.
with lamb.
Great with sushi. Great with. It's so versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Great with cereal in the morning.
There we go.
I swear, cinnamon toast crunch. Sweet and savory.
Well, yeah, a fun fact, I mean, going back to like the myth of all Australian wines being these big, bold Australian Shirazes, You know, a lot of the Australian cuisine is more seafood. Like I said, you have a majority of people living on the coast, so they have more of like a Mediterranean cuisine. So really, these wines are created to be versatile in that they can, you know, pair with the grilled meats, but they can also be, you know, go with some fish and seafood
Vegetables,
as well. Yeah,
and
grilled
a lot of
vegetables.
vegetarian cuisine for sure.
So I am really, I'm just breathless with anticipation. What are you giving us now?
So this next one is the Struy Shiraz. So this is the 2019 vintage. So Struy refers to the land that is overlooked. So in the Scottish Highlands, when you're up in the highest point and you overlook.
The flyover states?
Yeah. Just
to steal a song from
We're not
Jason
political
Aldean.
on this show. We're not political on this show. It's just a stupid reference. We're not political. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was thinking of a Jason Aldean song.
Oh, okay. Jason Aldean's done whatever. Total Babe Fest, yeah, or whatever. Man crush. I'm sorry. Man crush. Okay.
So this one, you know, you just imagine you're standing at like the top of the Barossa Valley and kind of overlooking all the vineyards. So that's kind of, and because it is higher elevation, you're getting a lot of that like warmer climate. You're getting riper grapes. So you're getting more into like those heavier, bolder style.
So this is kind of like the quilt killer. You know how quilt, the whole theme is he was looking over from that. And he saw a bunch of patchwork of vineyards and he called it quilt.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
You know, that's not one of your brands, but who cares? It's fun. Wine is
It
fun.
does look like
Wine is fun.
Yeah.
Wine is fun.
No, absolutely. So higher altitude. I think that these are about 80-year-old vines. So you're starting to get in those older vines. That helps kind of.
It's complex on the nose, though. There's a
Give
lot
that
going
complexity,
on here. A lot of
absolutely.
complexity right
Yep.
here. I don't know what to expect. They tested my IQ. I'm refuting it to this day.
Wine IQ or
No, my general IQ. Megan, we're still refuting it to this day. A lot of legal fees. But let's see. Well, very complex on the nose, guys.
Older vines, like Holly said, 80 plus years. I mean, so within the Barossa too, you have like 80 different soil types. So when it comes to like, you know, as we get into these higher end Shirazes, you're getting more specific soil types, more specific appellated.
You've got geologists that we've got 100 different mineralities in here probably.
Right.
There's a lot of minerality in here,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
And graphite and plum and very, very concentrated. But also beautiful acidity to balance that concentration.
And I think you'd have to pair this with like the most perfectly prepared double porterhouse.
That would work.
That would work.
That
And
would
I haven't
work.
even tasted it yet. I'm just enjoying the nose so much.
Oh yeah.
Because it's got my limited brain cells going. And let's go for a sip.
But you know, if you were to go into Bozzellis, you have a steak and cheese sub. Yeah. So, I mean, even that would work with this really nicely.
Oh wow, special, very special. It's the only way to describe it. Wow. How much does this cost?
So this one retails for around $75.
Worth every penny. Okay,
Yeah.
she's talking my language
Yeah.
now. Ryan, cash apping right now. Okay.
This is going to be one that you want to sell her for 15 to 20 years. So it's going to be a collector's item. Like I said, limited production. So definitely something that you can stash away.
Investor's bottle. Interesting. So drink until 2022 plus 15, 2037.
Sure. Beautiful color on this. You got the
Wow.
legs.
Look at that
15%
guy.
alcohol.
Look at those legs, Holly. Wow,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All nice and coating.
In the color. This is definitely a
The
$75 bottle of wine, for sure.
94 points from the Wine Advocate too. So
Yeah.
They cheated you out of a point.
yeah,
They
it's all right.
cheated you.
I like even numbers. So
Oh, you like
I'll
even
take
numbers. Okay,
I'll take
okay.
94.
Delicious. Wow, 5 for 5, Torbreck all day, hashtag Torbreck takeover. This is the Australian Wine Show. These all will be featured on casewinelife.com. You'll definitely get free shipping on these cases. And they'll be on as soon as I get sober. They'll be on the website. So
Are you a lightweight?
no, I just like delicious wine. I like good. So parenthetical note. I like good wine, and this is good wine.
This is very good.
Very good wine. I didn't know
It's
what
not-
to expect, with this Australian show today.
Yep, nothing
My
overdone.
pedestrian
It's just-
palate.
Yeah.
You know, Brunellos and Barolos that Holly sells me. But
Hey,
I'm joking. I'm being facetious. You know I love Brunellos and Barolos. But
I know.
yeah.
All right. So last up we have the Factor. So
This is what.
another
Yeah, I was
100%
intrigued by that
Shiraz.
name.
This one you're looking around $100 bottle retail. So another collector's item.
Ryan, cash at me. Come on, what's the deal, man? My phone's on vibrate.
So this one has a bit more age. So you have 2 years age in those large French vats.
Okay, we need to spend like 10 minutes on the Factor. If Joe Reagan could make a career, didn't he have the X Factor? Like, okay, we have the Factor, not the X Factor. We have the Factor today, Megan.
Yes.
You have,
Factor is actually the one who owns all of the land.
Yeah,
So,
one who like
yeah.
manages an estate.
that's the
In
Factor
Scotland.
in
Uh-huh.
wine terminology
That's-
or in Scotland?
No, in Scotland.
That's the terminology in Scotland,
So that's
the
where the seed comes
vernacular.
from.
So this is like the architect from the Matrix, who controls everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
the Factor.
The Factor.
Okay, what, okay,
It's a pretty cool name.
Okay, wow, there's a lot, I love these notes. Okay, I'm not gonna bother. Well, let's talk about the Factor.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's take a whiff and
Yeah.
see.
Look at that color.
Oh wow. You got all those berries like
Look at the color you
Boysenberry,
get when you get in the
blackberry.
$100 price range, and now the sniffies in the nose.
And this is coming. So this is being sourced from 4 different vineyards within the Torbreck winery. So you're getting specifically chosen soil types. More of those red clay. So that's what's giving it like that fuller, heavier style.
The color.
that's what's so cool, but at the same time so hard about studying Australian wines is that there's so many different climates, so many different soils. It
There
is
are.
so unique. Yeah, it's just.
Is this
tough.
ruby or garnet, Holly?
Oh, this is ruby.
This is ruby.
So
for
garnet
sure.
would have orange to it.
Garnet would have orange.
Yeah, this is ruby, and you could even. I mean, yeah, it's pretty.
Rubies
ruby.
are more expensive than garnets, right?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No. Garnet, you start getting into like your Nebbiolas and Barolos and things
That's
like
why.
that. Like,
That's
those
why
are
I'm
the
thinking
more like.
garnet. Yeah, that's what I drink mostly, but I need to start drinking those for sure. The Factor. So the Factor is like the flagship of the Torbreck portfolio.
No, I mean I don't even know if there is a flagship because there are so many different price ranges. Like the Woodcutter is obviously within the lower price range would be kind of the flagship. But as you get into like the higher end, you have
Cadillac.
Run Rig, and the Laird are probably like the 2 that are going to be more
So
well
there,
known.
Yeah.
But this is definitely just an awesome wine.
Totally awesome. Like we haven't even tasted it yet. Let's see. Wow.
Yep, 2018, so good vintage, relatively dry. I mean, allowed the vines just to struggle a little bit more when you have less rainfall. It kind of, forces the vines to have to dig down and search for their water. So
Make those vines work.
Yep,
Yes, I get it.
Which in turn, yields stronger skins, which you get in the wine since you get
None of your wines were
tannins.
tannic though. None of them were very tannic.
Oh, they're tannins.
There are some tannins.
This one
in
for
this
sure.
one?
This one for sure.
I'm gonna.
If you're looking for tannins, this
Okay,
one for
I'm
sure.
gonna
But
cleanse
there
my
are
palate.
tannins in all of
Cleanse my
them. It's just that it's very well integrated, and that is the beauty of Torbreck. Is that every one of their wines has that really good integration of every aspect of their wine, and that's what we call balance. I mean, these are just, if you're looking to understand what, you hear the term balance thrown around so much in wine, but if you're looking to understand what that means, look at one of these wines, taste one of these wines.
All these
Yeah.
are in the 14 to 15% alcohol club.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're getting you're getting your money's worth. Yeah, you do.
I mean, there are some producers, Australian producers out there though, that will, take an Australian Shiraz and really extract it, and you'll get like 15.5, 16, upwards of 16.5%. So this is, it's, but you feel that, and like
You
don't
feel the
prefer,
heat and
yeah, I
everything.
prefer like
Yeah.
it still has the higher alcohol, but it's like Holly said, it's balanced, it's well structured. It's not just alcohol; it has a lot more to it.
And this
Yeah.
20 plus years notation. So drink until 2042.
Yep, yep,
So it's got ageability.
absolutely.
Oh, yes, yep.
For $100 a bottle, you can
Good
save
age.
this for 20 years, guys. Wow.
If you're getting married this year, open it on your 20th anniversary.
If you're getting divorced.
If you have a child this year.
Yeah,
so
on their
celebrate
21st birthday, yeah.
Or if you had a, this is 2018 vintage, so if anything happened in 2018, grab yourself a bottle and celebrate your 20th anniversary. One of my bucket list things is to get some birth year wines
Yeah, yeah.
and try and open those on my decade.
I have
birthdays.
been, yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I've been very fortunate to be able to have some birth year wines, and they're spectacular, but yeah, it's hard to come by.
Is that licorice I taste?
It is.
It is licorice?
Yes,
Okay.
a little licorice,
I
a
did
little
taste
dark
licorice.
chocolate, yeah.
Dark chocolate
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely getting some more spice on this.
Oh wow, I even got the tasting note there. Licorice is right there in front of me. Dark chocolate's right. Oh, well, there you go,
Some
Mikey.
espresso.
It's that master of wine she's working on is rubbing off on me. But what's the status of that?
Working on it.
Working on it. It's not
Working
easy,
on
guys.
exams, working
She
on
works very
studying.
hard, and we support her. She works very hard. So we definitely support Holly in her education.
That's why she's taking all this wine home to help her study and refine her Australian wine knowledge.
Yeah, we're not on site today. We're on location today.
Yeah, we are.
We're on location.
Yeah.
We're right next door to National Airport. Coming on location to you with Megan McConville from Delicato, Italian-American family behind Torbreck, an Australian wine company, with some amazing wines today that just blew us out of the water. All of them will be on casewinelife.com for sure. The Semillon, this bad boy, what are their names? The Factor for sure. What is this guy?
That's the setting.
The Steading for sure. All of them. These are a little bit more. You got a little bit more affordability with these guys. If you want just a straight Shiraz, this Cuvee was delicious too. Amazing. Ryan will put together a nice little montage for you guys. But this was an awesome show. Holly's class. What are you drinking, Holly?
Where's the Factor?
Where's the Factor? I think I threw it up here.
I know you can never toast on an empty glass. It's bad
It's
luck.
very bad luck. But this lip is special. I haven't seen this a lot.
Yeah, that is unique.
Yeah, I don't know the story behind
Yeah.
that, but you can see, with these wines, the higher end wines especially, you'll get a lot of that sediment because they don't have the fining and filtration. So you're going to get some sediment, but that just means
There's
that
nothing wrong with
quality.
it.
No,
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with it.
exactly.
It's
See it.
easier to cork. I really corked this one. Get some pliers.
Yeah, if you see that sediment, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to worry.
I think I like.
Done
I
the
think I
natural
like the
way.
steading. I think I like the steading. If you don't, I'm sorry, lady. I'm having
No,
such a
that's
blast
all right.
today,
Yeah,
and this was
keep
so
it going.
unexpected. The best moments are spontaneous, and this was one of those. Do you need a refill or?
Yeah, I'll get myself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I have
Okay,
that.
okay. I kind of corked that pretty. Okay. Oh wow.
We're good.
You've been- and-
She's a pro.
Yeah.
Okay. So, great show today. This is the Australian Wine Show, the Australian Wine Show. Torbreck is the name to look for when you're searching for Australian wines. All of them will be available on casewinelife.com. Thank you to Holly, Rocco, Feraci, and Megan McConville from Delicato. Salute.
Thank you.
So, cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.